Hi, my name is Steve Horena, and I'm the Ag Science teacher here at Baird Middle School. I'm going to take you on a little tour today of our Ag Science area. We were able to rebuild all of this 2 years ago. I worked with some contractors to reconstruct all of our Ag Science areas and add some things. I'm standing in our little orchard right now. We've got a variety of different kinds of trees. We've got some almond trees that you're looking at now, and as you pan back, then behind me off to my right are also some peach and nectarine varieties. To my left over here behind here we've got an apricot and a pomegranate, fig tree, olive tree, and then 3 citrus trees. These are all were real small little trees a summer ago when I planted them in. I'm real pleased with their growth. If you can imagine that little olive tree there being about a foot tall, and it's grown that much mostly this summer. All of these trees have thrived real well. These all represent everything that we grow here in California and the kinds of crops, and this is all designed for the kids to be engaged in. I'm standing right in front of our vineyard now. We've got 2 varieties. We've got a Thompson seedless and a Flame seedless. Both of these represent vines that we grow here in the Central Valley. Thompson, of course, is the grape that is used for raisins. These are all designed for the kids to be able to be engaged in when they come back to school. Thompsons, of course, come off right as we're coming off to school to be laid down to make raisins. And then, of course, the Flame seedless or table grape. This is all under drip irrigation. Everything that I do is really tied to California agriculture. That's the content of my class. I do a different curriculum with each one, and I'm really looking forward to having your students participate in the care and harvest of the crops that we do here. I'm standing here in the midst of 12 hydroponic towers. These are 6-foot hydroponic towers. These are new to us, and this is really an exciting thing that is an interesting concept in growing crops. The idea is that the tanks down below are filled with water and a fertilizer solution, and there's a submersible pump that pumps the water and the solution up through, and the plants are watered and irrigated that way. We start off with these little cups, and we put a little starter. It's kind of like a sponge. It's actually an organic material, and we put a little seed in that, and then that just slides right in there. These towers all hold 30 different plugs in them, and I've got 12 towers here, so that's an awful lot of plants that we could germinate, and we've been successfully germinating the seeds and then transplanting them out into our raised beds. There are crops that you could actually grow in this. A lot of the lettuces and things like that work real well, but we've been doing mostly a transplanting, which gives us ability to reseed and then begin to continue to transplant out into our raised beds. I had my 8th graders last year were completely responsible for the care and maintenance of these. Right now, these are needing to all be broken down, washed out, reseeded, and with the winter vegetables that I would be planting into my raised beds. This gives you an idea of what they look like inside, how the water will trickle down through it. They're really clever. They just kind of snap in there, and this is, of course, the lid. It fits on the top. Water comes up through it, and then it just actually percolates down. This is the fertilizer that I use. This is a straight nitrogen 400, and this is a NPK 127 potassium phosphorus, and they're mixed in with the water. You don't mix them together, otherwise they'll explode. But again, it's a really unique concept, and I'm just loving having the kids working this. So I'm standing here in the midst of our raised beds. I've got 24 raised beds. They're all under drip irrigation. They have been in full production since we left school. And they're sort of in transition right now. Some of the beds I've transitioned out of the tomatoes and the squash and the cucumbers, and we're getting ready to plant in our winter vegetables. I'm standing here next to eggplant. These have been highly productive and are still doing really well. I've been really pleased with how they've grown. They're very hardy, and I've enjoyed harvesting these and delivering them to families and staff. I'm going to go down and we're going to show you some other things that we're growing in our raised beds. I'll show you some of the other things we've grown here. I'm standing in front of a bed of Walla Walla onions. They are just now ready to harvest. I'll be harvesting those next week. They have to lay out for about 2 weeks to cure. And this has been a fun experiment for me. And I definitely will grow these again next year. These are some of the eggplant that came off of the plants that I just showed you. They're purple eggplant. Some of them turn golden. They're kind of like an Italian, but they've been, like I say, they've been really productive. And then these are some chili peppers that we've grown. And we've had a fun time growing those. I've got three other varieties of chili peppers. I've got a red bell, a piquillo pepper, which is a small Spanish pepper. And then we've got a cherry pimento pepper that's growing all here, and they're going to be continue to be in production here for the next probably 3-4 weeks, as long as we have some nice good weather. Here, these were again beds where I had some cantaloupe, had some cucumbers, had some squash, had some corn. All of that was growing here this summer, and now again we're in the process of transitioning into our winter vegetables. We'll do lettuce and cauliflower and all the broccoli and all the things that we like to have during the winter time. So I hope you've enjoyed our tour here of the Ag Sciences here at Baird. I've enjoyed working out here, and this is really designed for your students to be engaged in. I'm looking forward to the time that they can come out here, get their hands dirty, help plant, help harvest, and do all the things that they would like to do, and appreciate you and your sending kids to Baird, that they can be a part of this.